Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mr. Chairman, how many minutes have I got?
10 minutes.
Thank you. We are gathered today to take up this debate, though we were to have a few condolence motions taken up. Private members' motions were to be taken up. Party leaders agreed to give way to this debate, particularly because of its urgency and importance. Mr. Deputy Chairman of Committees, the Paris Agreement on Climate Change is a historic achievement after 25 years of diplomatic wrangling. There has been many conferences which failed to reach consensus among the nations in the UN system. Finally, we have been able to seminally achieve something. Though I personally, as a person who would want drastic measures to be imposed on the industrialized nations, we have no choice but to finally agree to a consensus of this nature. Here, what is the salient point of this Paris Agreement is that only developed countries are expected to slash their emissions in absolute terms. Developing nations are encouraged to do so as their capabilities evolve over time. And this has been the basic understanding upon which the climate change agreement has finally been agreed and signed upon between the countries. And we were fortunate that our own President, Maithripala Sirisena himself, was there personally in Paris, and since he is the minister in charge of the subject, he is in a pivotal position to implement and enforce the national obligations that we have agreed upon after having signed this historic agreement. The long-term objective of the agreement is to make sure global warming stays well below 2 degrees Celsius and to pursue efforts to limit the temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius, which I believe is a very, very lofty ideal, but we can make an effort to try and reach those levels. But having known the wrangling that have been going on for several years, countries have agreed to set national targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions every 5 years. More than 180 countries have already submitted targets for the first cycle beginning in 2020. Our country, not being